welcome to Everything is the Same Except, a podcast where we take any media we want, alter one thing about it, and then explore what would be affected by that one little change. I'm your host, Ninja.
I'm your co-host, Gage, also known as Cat Comic Studios, and my persona is a yellow mongoose.
Hi, I'm Manny, also known as MannyCat8X or CatManiac8X if you know me on DeviantArt, and my persona is, of course, a cat, because I am absolutely obsessed with them.
Ninja, what's your persona?
My persona is a gray bunny or a Whirple Tinger, if you want to include her blue wings and her brown antlers, because I'm just... Listen.
They look neat.
Listen, I'm a slut for, like, just going all the fuck out and making your, like, tween self happy.
Yeah, go all in.
That's what Phantom is for me. Phantom's like this crazy, like, black and purple cat with, like, X-shaped eye, like, X-pupil eyes and all this crazy stuff that younger me probably would have been, like, a little hesitant to use, but now I'm just like, let's go for it. He's my wild boy.
Also,
but that's not...
I say it like it's somehow really hard to draw her, but literally it's just like, take a rabbit, make it gray, give it a white belly, give it like 3 little hairs up top, like you're drawing a Pokemon. Yep. Like you're drawing a Pokemon OC, and then like generic wing shape, so you know, like the little eat and then
fairy wings.
Yeah. Well, no, not even that. It's literally like, you know, the little anime, like you draw a little swirl and then you draw like a little teardrop shape off of it kind of thing. It's like that. It's literally just as generic of a wing shape. You can even just have it coming off of her, not actually attached.
Personas aside, what are we talking about?
Ninja, we could just post our personas in the chat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then just ask, and then just beg for fan art.
No.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, sure, if you want to do that on the YouTube posting, just be like, hey, draw me please don't, but I mean, you could.
You should. He's a good boy. High quality.
I don't even know why you started on this furry tangent, but...
I just wanted to talk about my persona.
Anyway,
when do we get to do Everything is the Same Except It's with our personas?
Because no one knows our personas. Well, they do now, but, like, you know what I mean.
I guess that could be the MFF episode, because we're all gonna be...
You're right, that's a good idea.
But that's gonna be that'll be like a special, like, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday episode or something.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it's still gonna get posted on a Wednesday.
Oh, that's true.
Like, the people listening don't know when we record.
That's a good point.
For all you know, we could be recording, like, Thursday.
God, could you imagine? Anyway, speaking of furries, aren't we talking about cars or something today?
Yeah, the first topic of today is cars, except everything is built with humans in mind, not cars.
So it's just cars?
No!
Because they did shitty world building in that.
No, but hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Like, okay, every single, like, building and things has a way for a car to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not using people doors, they're using, you know,
car doors.
Garage doors.
Oh, I get it. I know exactly. This is a Cars prequel. Where, like, the world that, like, all humans got wiped out, and then it's just, like, everything is not car built just yet. So they're all kind of, like, sentient cars now that are just very confused. They're like, oh, well, how do we do this?
Wait. Are you suggesting that in the actual Cars universe, there was an apocalypse that wiped out all the humans?
Yes.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that's like a common theory that I've heard is like
Pixar
self-driving
theory.
cars, like basically, I don't think it's like self-driving cars rise up, but they like take over after humanity is wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how cars get started. Because
So
like, it's clearly not a universe. I feel like it's kind of like they got the Transformers paradox, where it's like, who built the Transformers? I'm sure there's lore for that or whatever, but like...
No, nobody built them. They're literally born from, like, a fucking planet.
Like a cube. The Allspark.
Yeah.
I
But
only
then,
know this because my friend's obsessed with it.
but I feel like Cars. I still feel like they had to have some creator because I'm not gonna go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little on brand, but like I'm pretty sure the cars don't fuck. So that means they were built, probably, right?
No, no,
So.
no. Okay. Clocky and I have talked about this before.
Oh God.
So, first of all, think of Clocky. Consider
Yep.
the kinds of things he will pull out. So
Mm-hmm.
what we eventually decided upon was cars themselves do not populate. Instead, it is based on a similar method to how cars are created in our world. In that sense, you have a hive queen.
I'm somehow not surprised.
In the form of automobile plant.
Yeah, that
So
makes
like it has
sense.
a main generator who is the hive queen, and she essentially is the entire facility creating new cars.
That makes sense. I will grant you. As much sense as anything can make in the Cars universe.
So the cars don't fuck. All the ones we see in the film are drones. Which
I get.
begs the question of how the fuck do you have family dynamics
Yeah,
then?
that's the thing I was gonna
I
ask.
think
Like,
that may have been like implanted in their heads.
oh, that's man. Like, Cars is already fucked up and weird, but like, thank you, Manny. You immediately just got us into the weird, fucking uncomfortable territory,
It's
and
not
I.
even like, oh hey, maybe just, they want to have family units because that helps raise the children. No, man,
And
They don't
instead.
have children, so
well,
it
like
doesn't make
they,
sense.
the AI is used to human stuff, so obviously they get sentient, they refer off human stuff because that's how AI works. AI works from humans, so
Yeah, if it's a
they're like,
learned,
this is how
yeah.
it works, right? Even though
So
they're
we're basically
drones.
we're basically canonizing the head canon that like humanity got wiped out and the like self-driving cars took
Yeah,
over.
and they just
Yay.
kind of went through the motions initially,
But
and
then
this
why
is
the fuck do they still have a pope?
That's okay.
human
That's something I want to
memories.
talk about. Is
It's
there
st-
still
it's still human memories, like echoes of human memories, and they're like, we're supposed to have this, right? That's what
there's
humans
car
had.
Christianity, or at least car Catholicism? Okay, so does Ninja in this implication, are we saying that it's built with humans in mind? Are we saying that there are still humans or were humans then?
Well, that's a question for you, Gage. What do you
I
think?
feel like that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, no, we're going with the idea it's like humanity's extinct, and like, this is like the
We're on
prequel,
the edges.
the Dark Cars prequel, where it's like the rebuilding process.
Humanity has just been wiped out. In their place is what they have left behind. We
And then we
are
Yes.
just see like
cars.
Fucking
earlier.
Larry the Cable Guy truck. That's what we get.
Now, okay.
No, I think
Okay.
he's like a later generation.
Yeah,
Can we take a second though?
go on.
And please, please, can we talk about the fact that Mater lives in a scrapyard?
Yeah, that's basically just a giant, like, bunch of corpses and decapitated parts of them, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, what? Why the
There
fuck?
was
Why
there
the
was a
fuck is he
whole,
living
like,
there?
deleted scene where like uh Lightning McQueen was taken out of his body and put into like another body, like
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
that I distinctly remember,
Yeah, and instead
in
they
like a rabbit hole thing.
instead they were like, wait, no, this is too fucking dark. Let's just attach the thing to him.
I'm
But that
gonna
is totally capable.
I'm gonna say that I think that
At least I feel like it is.
cars have no, I don't want to say they have no morals, but they have no sense of like depravity or anything because it's not like useful to them. Like I don't know if cars can, I guess they could commit murder in a sense, I guess. Like if the battery is a brain you kill it, but like I don't know if they would have the urge to commit murder. They seem to
They-
be sapient, but I don't know how
Did you see the
sapient they are.
sequel?
No.
In the sequel, they are trying to commit murder. Like,
Good.
okay, so there's this car company, and spoilers for the second Cars movie, I guess?
God forbid.
If you actually care about that, why are you listening to this podcast? I'm sorry, but
The one where Mater is fucking
Like a secret agent or something.
Bond.
yep. So anyway, the big twist is that this one car is essentially killing other cars so that no one
What?
can prove that they made this shitty motor oil that just fucking explodes. So instead of being like, oh shit, you know, it's this gasoline, motor oil, whatever. Instead, it's just straight up like, oh, well, they're getting murdered. They're dying because of these explosions.
hmm
So nobody can pinpoint it being like, wait, it's just the fucking gasoline is bullshit.
Yeah.
So instead, just kill someone.
Yeah, Cars is basically just a dark, like, parody of humanity, really.
Yeah.
They
So, like,
their
I guess-
AI developed from humanity, so obviously they're gonna copy what we did.
Yeah.
They too shall make our
Although I assume after the
mistakes.
second Cars movie, they got their shit together.
Their hands are covered in blood.
Maybe, hopefully.
And they don't even care. They don't have to care. They don't
And
have
there's
Yon.
lions.
They don't have a god.
No
Here, just
god.
That's okay. That's also a question. Like, would that mean that they like repurpose like human culture? Like, do they have like depictions of Car Jesus on the cross?
Car Jesus died
Yeah.
for your sins.
Yes.
Would they even understand what that means, or would they just be like, I
Well,
don't
they're
know.
just copying humanity. That's just like that's what people did, and so we'll just do that, I guess.
What the fuck?
Yeah. First of all, I don't. A car being crucified.
Maybe there was like leftover humans that are like, okay, we need to like leftover humans that are like, we need to like what do you call it? Keep our humanity thing going because we're all dying.
my God,
You guys
wait.
are sentient enough for this. Do you guys want to continue learning? And they're like, learning about what? You know, like there was absolutely a car version of Jesus in them.
Manny, I feel like you're actually inventing like an amazing Cars sequel where it's revealed like there's still like the
The
last
humans
remaining humans.
implanted this shit in their heads.
Yeah. There's like some remaining humans that are like trying to. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do, but they're fucking around with all the sapient cars and like.
It's the Hive Queen. If we're going with the Hive Queen theory, then like the Hive Queen is actually still controlled by people. So that's why they got human stuff, because the leftover humans are implanting this stuff in their heads.
What would a car getting crucified look like? Would
That's
it
a
have
good
its
question.
tires out, or would it just straight up be just pinned against a wall?
Alternative theory?
Go on.
Alternative theory. Ghost in the Machine.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
All cars in the car universe have human souls inside
Oh.
of them.
Oh
is
god, they're all elf?
This is
That's also-
humanity's last-ditch effort to keep themselves alive.
Why are they? Oh my god.
That actually,
Like-
yeah. Honestly, that makes a little more sense than my crazy theory.
Yeah, actually, and like all of
So
their...
the transition of like everything being human based and everything being car based makes more sense, because they're like, haha, we did it, we're ghosts in the machine, we're inside the cars. Shit, what do we do with the doors?
Ninja, I love this idea because not only is it ridiculous, but it also could work because it's like the atmosphere is too poison or some shit, so we have to have like robot bodies. But wait, robot bodies, regular robot like bipedal robots can't get around fast enough. What do we have a lot of that we could put ourselves into? Steve, I got it. I
And we're
still don't like this implication though, because they still lose so much of their humanity, and like, how do you just like choose who gets a car soul or whatever, or a body, or is there enough? Like,
There's probably enough.
Okay, so the reason that there's car bodies is because it was like a fucking car company that was like, okay, we have to get in on like this robot body bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So they started like
Detroit Become Human.
They started advertising it to people like, ooh, look, it's a cheaper alternative, and also you can still do, you know, all the stuff you used to do. Granted, just
Except
as
fuck.
a car. Two trucks having sex.
Two trucks having sex, you're right. My muscles, they involuntarily flex at them.
Built
Anyway.
Ford tough, you know.
That's what they mean.
So, like, from what I can understand, like, and people are like, hell yeah, by and large did it.
Oh my god.
By and large,
God.
because they were the ones in the Pixar universe. So, by and large, got into the car stuff, and they're like, oh shit, we can make robot bodies for people. This is incredible.
Oh my god, it's like that's like the two splits of humanity. It's like the ones who stayed became cars and then eventually died off. And then we learn about the other survivors in WALL-E.
We just made the Pixar theory even better, y'all.
I think that there is like some fan.
There is a
Yeah, some
Pixar
fans
theory.
made
I've
like
watched
timelines
so
of
many
how.
shows on that. But I think we just made it better.
Yeah,
I like this
love-
better than like the idea of, although like they do kind of have a similar, like the cars were the left remnants of humanity just kind of following along. But I like the idea of like Ghost in the Machine that Ninja has presented. I like that idea.
It's such a. I don't know what word to use, but it is powerful for sure.
It's like a Ghost in the Machine, and then I still like the Hive Queen idea. So like both. Like it started off as Ghost in the Machine, and then like near the end they're like, oh man, we need to keep making more cars.
Yeah, and
Hive
eventually they just
Queen
kind of
couldn't
lost their
stop.
humanity.
She couldn't stop. Like
Oh, that's-
someone...
Well, there were probably a lot of human souls, and like maybe there weren't enough cars that could, fit them. So eventually,
So they were like, oh darn, we have to, oh god, we have to make another, like something that can make cars in like 2 seconds. And then just like it just kept going.
I am
And she just
excruciating.
keeps going, and she keeps wanting more. She's
I am
never satiated.
I am excruciatingly uncomfortable at the thought that there is like a whole generation that's going to be born. It's like they never really knew what it was like to have a human body. Like they might have only been like infants or something, and then they got a car body and they never knew about humanity. And then eventually just all thoughts of human culture are gone. It's like Ninja.
I love it.
I'm scared. I don't
Like,
want
the
to
longer
be a
you're
car
in the
ninja.
car body, the more you forget your own humanity.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
then,
It's like when you get to Cars, the first movie, like that's
They've
the
totally forgotten.
yeah.
Yep.
Like they're just like, we've always been cars. What are you talking about?
It's always been this way.
We didn't frantically try and build things up to work for cars like maybe 100 years ago.
I don't know how to feel about this like survival story of humanity because it's on the one hand it's like very dark and kind of like
The WALL-E
sad.
guys are fine. It's all good.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
come back.
One of
It's
the
very, like,
sequels,
dark
they
and
end up finding like remnants of the human society that didn't get patched up and fixed, and it's
Yep.
just like, oh god, there were
What the
people
fuck were-
inside of us.
What
No,
the fuck were they
wait.
doing after we left?
And then-
Meanwhile, there's all those fuckers on the WALL-E ship that's like, I'm just gonna make a soda appear in my hand.
Yeah.
This is before WALL-E was even made, probably, because they were like doing the car thing. Actually, no. Oh
Wait,
yeah, like
wait, wait.
the cars are set up in like the wilderness, like in the distance or something.
wait. I got it.
Yes.
Cars was partly made, like, the reason people have car bodies is because they wanted to be able to see the Earth as it would get better. They knew if they went on the ship that there was literally no hope they would ever see, like, humanity again.
Oh.
So they were like, okay, do I want to see a better future for my children, or, you know, my children's 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 children? Or do I want to be able to experience it myself? And you get that split, that divide.
So it eventually just ends up being where like the ones who stayed forget their humanity after a while
Yep.
because it's been so long, and by
Yes.
that point, everything's been set up for cars.
Yes.
I love it.
I was so excited to talk about cars because it's so weird. I don't think I was ready. I don't think I was ready for the like how unbelievably like fucked up Cars is if you think about it literally for more than like 2 seconds ever. And I hate it.
Yeah, that'll happen. This is why we don't talk about cars.
I have opened Pandora's box and I have only myself to blame.
Yep.
I love it.
This is why we had to wait till episode 15. Granted, we did it in like the prequel episode that didn't get recorded. But yeah, this is why. This is why.
So how about we move on to the next topic?
Well, the next one still covers ideas of losing your humanity or not even having it to begin with. Because it's Full Metal Alchemist time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Full Metal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood, except all the alchemy spells require squares, not circles.
That really doesn't change much, but everything would be the town, like spoiler, very insane spoilers. So turn back
Wait,
now.
hold on, Ninja. Do you want to avoid spoilers for Brotherhood? Because I think it's too late. You kind of.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Mistress is a big old alchemist circle.
Yes,
so
yeah,
it's just more square. A mistress?
Yeah. A mistress.
A mistress. I don't know how to pronounce things. Jesus.
It was pronounced. Did you watch the sub? Like,
I think I watched the sub. But
okay, well,
it was
anyway,
a while ago. I don't pronounce things correctly.
That's fair.
The thing is, I feel like making. I don't know if perfect is the right word, but like making a really good square
is very easy.
It's easier, I think, than making a circle.
How many squares have you drawn, Gage?
Well, that's the thing I've learned.
If you get like a good ruler, you can draw. Actually, if you get a good ruler, you can draw. You get a good ruler, you can draw anything.
Yeah, you need a ruler though.
But that's the thing. That's like I feel like there are ways to cheat it, and like one thing when I've been practicing a lot of like perspective drawing and like figuring out how to do that. Yep. One way that they teach you how to do circles like at different angles is that you first like draw a square to put the circle in.
Oh yeah.
To like give you an idea of like how you can cut it up or like how you can like distort it and all that stuff. So it's like Ninja, this idea is actually not as dumb as you might think it is.
I mean okay. So I don't know that much about Full Metal Alchemist, but I do remember like people were impressed because one character like made a circle with their body. I think it was with their arms to like finish a alchemy thing. I think. Is that something that happened, or am I just like bullshitting that out my ass? I don't know.
I feel like that was something that happened near the end.
I think I only saw it like a year ago, and I already cannot tell you for sure. But that sounds. I can believe it happened.
But it's like, how you do that with your arm?
Oh yeah, right. Because like and now they have the whole thing where they clap their hands together and then they do the alchemy.
Yes.
But people usually have to draw circles or squares in this case.
Yes.
So like how you do it?
Shut up.
You do like Vogue hands.
No, cause look at your fingers right now, Manny.
Yes.
Look at your fingers. How the fuck you make a square with your fingers?
Very carefully.
No, cause your fingers. Okay, like your middle finger.
You'd have to like put your palms together and then like put your arms in like a square shape.
No, Manny, I have an even easier answer. Just press like your thumbs and your pointer fingers together.
No, Gage.
It's not perfect, but it is square shaped.
Yeah, but that makes a rectangle, you bitch.
That does. I'm actually
not
trying
a square.
It does.
You can't do alchemy with that, buddy. It's a rectangle.
I mean, like
you can't make a fucking circle. You can still make a circle.
I mean, that now have like
shut up with your logic.
The people with their who get the truth vision, fancy stuff, they can probably still do it no matter what because they lost shit for that, so they can do whatever the hell they want. Honestly, as long as they get it on like a closed thing. Maybe their arms are a little more squared off, but that's about it. But like the guys who have to do normal alchemy, like plebes, I don't know. I can't believe I said that out loud. They would have some issues.
Well, okay, because a lot of the because like Mustang, for example, he just has alchemical like things on his gloves.
Yeah.
So you could still like do that. You could still get away with that kind of stuff.
Yep. Because it would just be a square instead of a circle.
And I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly why it needed to be a circle specifically.
Circles.
I have to look that up. Hold on, I'll look that up.
I think it's just something to do with like circles being like I don't know, like it just makes sense that it'd be circles.
I mean, it's just an alchemy thing. Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist. I didn't, for a split second, I didn't realize the context.
Mm-hmm.
So the first result I got was Full Metal Alchemist Y, and first result, are they burying Daddy?
Oh, that's another spoiler. That if you have not seen by now.
Full Metal Alchemist, why did they need circumcision? What?
What? That is an entirely different bag of hammers.
Oh my god, you could probably do a circumcision with alchemy.
That's an entirely different kettle of fish. We can settle that in like episode 30.
Okay, transmutation circle. Blah, blah, transmutation circle. Blah, 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 blah. Made up of 2 parts. Circle itself is a conduit which focuses and dictates the flow of power, tapping into the energies that already exist within the earth and matter. Represents
Earth is
the flow
round.
of the world's energy. Blah, blah, blah. And inside the circle are specific alchemical runes of very widely correspond to different energies. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so basically, the circle itself is like tapping into the earth, and then the symbols you draw inside it dictate what effect you're trying to do. Is the short version.
So the square wouldn't really do much.
Well, that's why you're changing it to it requires a square. I don't.
But the thing is, like, one of the not that. God damn it. One of the examples they show like a very basic transmutation circle that has a square around it, or a square like directly in it too. So it's like, you know what, Ninja? You might already be making canon. But I don't know. I still argue that overall, I think squares are slightly easier to draw than circles.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, again, you can use a square to help you draw a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that would kind of make alchemy. I mean, I don't think
alchemy's hard as shit anyway.
Yeah,
but like,
it wouldn't be like tactically much more like easy or anything, but like it would be slightly easier. I think like some battles might go a touch quicker if you can draw something a little faster.
I mean, I can draw a circle quicker than I can draw a square.
Understandable.
Just because it's one motion versus, let's see,
beep, 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 beep.
4.
Doing like the lines, like
yeah. Because you just do a continuous thing, but also I've been drawing circles for like ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All of us with our round styles.
Yes, very round.
He's round.
Everything I draw just ends up round and curvy, so I can understand like doing a perfect square would be incredibly difficult the first few times.
Yeah.
But you do something with enough repetition, you could.
Square
maybe the
curve.
first 10.
There is a picture
like,
of Square Kirby now.
It is. It's very good.
Cause like, I try and draw my characters with square heads, or at least start off with that, and then I add curves to it later. It's hard to do perfect squares. Like I start off with a square, and then I add like details after the fact.
Can't say I do that. I tend to do circle and then add things to circle.
I mean, Dave said it's totally square.
Could it be Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. So they do the squares. Could it just be that there are a bunch of different kinds of shapes?
Like, oh, you want to
This is
learn
my
this
alchemy
type?
triangle.
You want to learn this type of alchemy? It's got to be all triangles, dude.
This is my alchemy pentagram.
I mean, pentagrams is kind of an alchemy thing. Granted, it's more witchcraft, but
Yes.
you're not wrong.
In a manner of speaking.
Like, what's the
Alchemy
difference
stage
between a
number one.
witch and an alchemist? Is it just that one wants
Societal judgment.
Is it the fact that one of them wants you to drink gold chloride? Yeah, gold
Yeah.
chloride. And the other one is like, what the fuck are you doing? Just eat this rat tail, you dumb bitch.
Ninja, I got another idea. Hear me out.
Yep.
What if you could draw a dick and do alchemy?
If you could do that, you are one skilled freaking alchemist. Because goddamn.
Really? Dicks aren't that hard to draw.
I mean, yeah, but like you gotta. If you do it wrong, because you gotta have the
If you do it wrong, it
words
backfires.
in the shape or something, and
It has to
If
be
you
a
do that-
photorealistic dick.
there you go.
Not
That's
just...
gonna be okay. That admittedly that complicates things.
And that is
But
the
really-
symbol for life, is a photorealistic dick.
Really, if you wanted to do that, you could just kind of like, you could just basically make like a cylinder and then a circle. So it's like you could have the alchemical circle and then a longer circle, I guess.
I thought you were gonna go a different method, which is you just slap some ink on your dick.
Ah! But then you can't put the alchemical symbols inside that, though. It's just gonna be a black mark.
No, you just paint them on your dick, obviously.
No!
Just use your dick as a conduit.
That would be terrible, because then you accidentally get fire stuff on there, you're dead!
What if you could do alchemy by jerking off?
No!
No.
No.
What have we done? We're
No.
gonna get a cease and desist now.
This is the new law of equivalent exchange.
Just slap your dick on.
No! Oh, God.
This would be it. I almost want to see this version of Full Metal Alchemist.
That's a porn, probably.
I know there
Oh,
was one
God.
where... I know they had like a scrapped idea of one where they would wiggle their butt to do alchemy stuff, but like...
Mm-hmm.
But alchemist.
But mine's worst.
I mean,
Yes.
I was gonna go like to a different thing, which was...
Mhm.
What if you could do alchemy with your titties?
Hell yeah. That's equality right there. What if...
They
wait.
are circles.
Yeah. The balls could be... you could do alchemy with your testicles or your boobs. If you have both, you are the most... You have a lot of potential, is all I'm going to say.
Trans women are very powerful.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's already true, but yeah.
Yeah.
Think of all the alchemy they can do.
Jesus Christ.
If you're a trans woman, you are, like, officially already better at alchemy.
You got a ton of circles on you.
Yes. Congratulations.
Not that you need a girl dick if you're trans, because you know.
Of course.
There's all
Understandable.
kinds
But here's the thing.
I'll
Does
come
that
to you.
mean that the Elric brothers, that they're going to be special because they don't have to jerk off to do alchemy?
I think no matter what happens, they're the only ones who have to clap. Like, they do.
They have
The
to slap
hand
their
thing.
ass instead.
No,
Okay, sure.
they're baby.
They still have to do. They're the ones who could do the advanced method of just like they don't have to draw anything. They just gotta clap their hands together, and then they see these other people doing this stuff like drawing themselves and just using these powers, and they're like, "What in the hell is wrong with you? I am just baby. What the fuck are you doing?"
I am baby. I didn't realize that I was in a hentai. What the fuck?
You're right. This is the worst.
Yeah, because they're in their teens. Damn it, they're minors. I don't want to deal with that.
This is the
You're
porn
right.
parody.
You're right. Yeah, it's the porn parody. So
It's just done
they make it
exclusively
okay.
with the adult characters.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you go.
Because obviously,
This
right?
technique has been installed by the Armstrong family
For generations! Oh,
Slaps his
God!
dick on the table.
Beautiful! Oh my
The law of equivalent exchange is that you have to nut.
Oh.
We've made this terrible. It's not even squares. You know what's the worst part? We're not. I mean, this completely disengaged from squares entirely.
You could have square body parts. You could have square balls, probably. I don't know. I don't know your
They
anatomy.
would have to be perfect cubes.
Oh. I don't think that's how
Cute
any of that
cubes.
works.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm sorry, Ninja. It's just I didn't know where else to go with squares. Okay. I tried to be smart about it and like talk about art techniques. So the only other resort I have is to talk about fucking alchemy through beating it.
I'm so happy Roxy was not in this episode.
She would have
Roxy,
loved it. How dare you?
Roxy, if you're
I'm gonna
listening
tell
to
her
this-
about it.
If you're listening to this later, I'm so sorry we did this to like one of your favorite series. I'm so sorry.
If it makes
We
it,
made
oh
it
god,
better.
I'm dropping things.
That doesn't make it better, Manny.
No.
Don't drop things.
Oh, my
No, I'm
God.
just always doing something on the side. Like right now, I'm sewing up
Ah,
something. I'm sorry.
I know.
That's how I
it's
work.
to
I
keep-
gotta be doing busy work, or else I'm gonna be unfocused.
Yep.
Okay, but
Anyway,
real talk though. Going back to like not genital-based alchemy. There are a lot of squares in real life that you could use as like a basis. Like if you
napkins.
have like, yes, like a
Napkins.
napkin or like squares on a sidewalk. Like
Just
you
draw on a
build that way.
sidewalk square and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
rip it out of the ground.
we
This
could
is
do-
my
yes.
circle now, bitch.
But there aren't a lot of circles. I don't feel there are as many just like natural circle or artificial circles in real life that you can sort of use as a guideline.
God.
Humanity likes right angles.
You know, this actually makes it worse, because, like, the
Go on.
whole plot twist is, like, oh yeah, this one city is an alchemy circle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of cities are actually planned around, like, square shapes.
Oh God.
Around grid systems.
But
So,
this version of it, it would be like, it has to be like a perfect ass square. Like we're talking immaculate.
This just wasn't a perfect circle itself.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like a pentagon, wasn't it?
Well,
so like,
yeah,
you don't even need... You would have that one city, but then, like, look at the other ones and be like, wait a second, though.
I could make this even more intense. I could make myself into the cosmos. Because
yeah.
I'm the
I feel
lad
like-
who, it's me speaking as the guy who just wants to be powerful as shit and not in the flask anymore. I'll just be
Okay.
everything.
Okay, but that does mean I feel like it does stop the one plot with I think Hohenheim is the dad's name, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
trying to do like an anti-circle or something. like
Yes,
that
he's doing the
entire
circle
time.
using the moon's shadow. Spoilers. But that's not going to work unless we live on the Minecraft world now.
So at least that one doesn't work. You'd have to figure out
But
a
that's
different plot
but that's
line.
bad because
Yeah.
that's part of how he stopped like the bad guy in the end.
Oh
so
no!
yeah.
Oh no.
He would figure it out. There would be another way to do it. It
guess.
would just be weird.
It could just be that the moon's square that we live that Full Metal Alchemist takes place in the same universe as Minecraft.
Either that or just use a different city, I don't know.
That's true.
Or
Oh,
like...
that was such a good twist though.
That was cool.
I'm sorry. Like
Or-
seriously though, real talk. If you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm sorry for spoiling it, but like there are also just a lot of good twists, and it's just a really well written show. You should really
Yeah.
watch it.
Brotherhood's
It's
a better
okay,
one.
Yes.
It's okay. I know basically nothing about it. Everything you've said so far is like, oh, okay, that's cool, but I still want to like go back and watch
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Like, because
Yeah.
the thing is, I already knew some plot twists
You know,
I
going
did it
into
when
it.
I first watched it.
Yes, but then I got to like oh, we get to like I think it was like the beginning or the end of the first season or somewhere around there. It's like there were a whole bunch of them in like one episode, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was holy shit. And it's like there's so much to that show. It's highly
All I
recommended.
could think of is like the one scene. Like back in the day, I used to watch it on YouTube with like the 3 episodes
Mm-hmm.
or in 3 episode parts.
Split in 3 parts. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant. And like I saw like the second to last thing because apparently I had caught on to it just as it was airing the last few episodes, and then I had to wait until the dub caught up to see what happened at the end. And I was like, because like it was an incredibly dramatic part that I reeled over for days. And I don't usually get super invested in stuff at the first time I saw that scene, which I'm gonna. It's with Al and May and like. And then, like, I just know immediately afterward he starts punching Truth and the homunculus and the flask lad in the face,
Yes.
and like just kicking his ass before someone finally just takes him down for good. But he's absolutely furious. It's good shit.
Yeah, it's a good show. As if the rest of the world probably hasn't mentioned to you at some point, listeners. But yeah, it's fucking good as shit. It is actually my favorite anime.
Yes.
There, Ninja, are you happy that we managed to end off that one without talking about the fucking jerk off alchemy?
Good job, Gage. You brought it back.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy about that.
What's the final one?
Yeah.
Last
What is it again?
one
That's nice.
for the night is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Except all the friends are like original RP characters, so we're talking Sparkle Dogs, marysues, fan characters.
I'm sure they actually have them in there. Like, real talk, I'm sure they actually have them in there, but like we just don't see them. That would be cool as hell.
It's just a more realistic version of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, really.
Like you
I
can't
personally
just be
think-
like, oh, this is my character. Like, they have to have a fleshed out backstory and things before they exist.
Yes.
That makes sense. So that means Phantom would exist in this universe.
That's
Yes.
the thing I
All
wanna
of your
look up.
D&D characters exist.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to figure out. Like, as far as I'm aware, there isn't like a time limit on when you can stop making imaginary friends. It's
That
more
is
of a
correct,
culture.
yeah.
Yeah, because I know that the teenagers make the creepy ones.
Yep.
So, yeah, in theory, you could just
We would be making them left and right.
yeah, your D&D. Yeah, fucking artists, man. They'd be.
Oh god.
I'm also like instantly a little like terrified of that concept. I'm not sure if imaginary friends exist everywhere. I think they do, because I think that because like they gather from other places and go to live in Fosters.
I mean, if you want me to point out one thing,
Mhm.
Coco was found on a deserted island by 2 older gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. So that to me implies that they're worldwide, but as far as I'm aware, Fosters is the only establishment that takes care of them if people don't want them anymore. In the like entire world?
I'm sure there's others, but like they're one of the first maybe. We're watching the
guess.
beginning of something.
But
like if they were the edgy RP characters, we're talking like the edgy ones that you made like, you know, getting more invested in like crazy
my
plot
OC is both
stuff.
an angel and a devil.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Like edgy stuff that like
Yeah.
years later, like you can actually physically look at them and you're like, why
I'm
was
so
I like that?
sorry. I am
Yeah.
so sorry.
I'm so sorry you had to exist like this.
I am so sorry, Demona. I could have done you better. It's alright.
They're probably just still like in like the same. Actually, no. Maybe they probably do like get out of that mindset, but they're kind of stuck with like the crazy powers or whatever. I personally never had a. I mean, I did have a sparkle cat thing because I did make my cat characters with crazy colors. I still do, but now there's plot reasons for it. But I never like went in like this. I never went insane with it. I always did. I was always modest about it. I don't even think I had like an. No, I did. There was like a character that was a split personality before I realized what that was.
Yep.
But it was never like super intense from what I'd seen other people doing.
Yeah.
Until like after, and then when I finally got myself together and like kind of chilled out with that stuff and got more like exposure to things, I kind of just moved on past that. So I personally haven't had an edgy, like a super edgy, like phase or something. People with personas.
One of the first ones that I came up with was called Gay Jonio. It was very clever.
Frank. Frank was a dude who I drew from like 4th grade to almost the end of high school, and then I decided to stop drawing him because it's like I can draw myself and my friends as cat people, as actual people, but they were still technically people.
And that's when you became a furry.
And I didn't realize what furries were back then. So like,
oh my god, there's gotta be so many personas and Fosters.
Yes, like people who like made them and then like decided that that's actually not them. They're not feeling that. That's not really their muse. So they're just like stuck with these giant creatures.
So, imaginary friends do have to like eat and shit. Like, I feel like that's gonna eventually become some sort of crisis. Unless like the human population is much smaller or something, but like, you're not supposed to think about it.
Food.
You're not supposed to think about it. I recognize that you're not supposed to think about it, but I mean, it's what we do.
You can just feed them garbage, it's fine.
Maybe, but I feel like they still
there
have...
would be like visible or like imaginary friend right activist people who are like, no, we treat them, they're humans basically. Don't do that. Unless that imaginary friend is specifically designed to eat trash or like eat garbage or something, do not feed them garbage.
I'm the trash man.
Imaginary friends could solve climate change. Also, question.
Yeah, they could like
question. Can imaginary friends vote?
Probably not.
Well, because
I mean, not now.
Then you'd be able to make a bunch of people who are gonna vote for.
Oh god damn it!
Why do we keep getting into these topics where if we think too hard, like...
I feel like that's kind of in the spirit of the show, though.
I know. But, we don't normally get that many in, like, one episode.
Well, we're actually invested, like, 90% invested in the show for once, so...
Wow.
But I'm thinking imaginary friend, like, I say that...
Imaginary voter fraud is real.
I'm sure that world has like a whole like should imaginary friends vote thing or something like that, and there's this whole conspiracy shit against it, but we don't see it because we're watching things through magic.
Yeah, we're watching a good children's cartoon that isn't.
Yeah, we're watching it through the kids' eyes. They don't care about voting yet. Like the kids, not like teenagers. Yeah. Teenagers actually give a shit. But like,
if I imagine an imaginary friend who is older than me, are they allowed to vote before I am, or is it based on their actual age? In which case, how do you determine?
Fuck, man.
That's. I think it would be when they were made.
It had to be, right?
Because like they're just copies of whatever they end up being or something. So it's just.
I feel like that'd be like you can make a bunch of imaginary friends. Like I want to commit a voter fraud, but it's like. Okay, well, they were just created, like, yesterday, so they gotta wait about 18 years, shithead. I mean, that'll still be a problem eventually, if literally the entire basis of their creation was to do a voter fraud, but... Oh my god, what do they do about that? Because, like, they just keep the, like, gross evil ones in, like, cages and shit out back at Foster's, so, like...
There's some of them are absolutely feral, and some of those would be some of those edgy, like grimdark OCs that are actually pretty bad. Like we're talking like the ones that conceivably would not work in normal society.
Cage, why can't you just kill them at that point? Why must they suffer an eternity in a box?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you keep them in a cage, it's just gonna make them worse.
Well,
I feel, you know what?
You can't rehabilitate them to society. You just have to be like, they were created this way. They must die this way.
There's a point where it's like they are literally actually feral. Like, this is not a creature that has any thoughts beyond destruction.
Yeah, so it's like, why are you keeping it around?
Okay, but that's the thing though.
That's
Like
probably another thing that's like in the background, just like we can't kill these things. It's like, so what the heck do we do with them? We put them in a house.
Back to the thing though.
Yep.
Yes.
Like all the fucking like super like everyone has made like that
God
OC.
mode
Like,
OC at least once.
yes, your God mode OC. Everyone has made that. Let's
yes,
be
I've
real.
literally been in a group called God Mode. It was great.
But that's the thing. It's like if you have those God mode OCs, like what the fuck do you do with them? Like I mean, yeah, there's your answer for getting rid of like the bad ones, but it's like
These are sentient beings that are like powerful and terrifying. They
yes.
could conceivably destroy the world just with a snap of their fingers.
Like if Clocky were
know
here,
it.
this would be this would basically be his elder gods talk.
Yep.
Christ.
Is a human child equivalent to a god in this universe if you can create God?
Ah!
I never wanted to reach the point in my life where I realized that Foster's was kind of fucked up, actually.
I love the
idea.
I love
Personally,
the
'cause,
game
like,
that they used to have online. That was
Oh, the
fun.
Cartoon Network one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Like,
I like
with
the idea of
daily
it personally
tasks
because,
and
like, me, the webcomic artist, would
Mhm.
be like, I would have thousands upon thousands of cats as I develop them. Like, those would just be just chilling in a corner, and I'd leave them in my house. And I'd legit be like, I'd be a legit crazy cat lady because I have thousands of cats. And then I'd also have Phantom, who is a weapons lunatic, who'd be taking apart all of my stuff and trying to make it into other things.
See, that's the thing, though, because
And I'd have to keep it away from it.
that means that I'd probably have to end up living with Leon, and, like, Leon is a delightful lad in some ways, but he's also, like, an arrogant piece of shit. Like...
Max and Dave, like,
just
Max
get
and
his
Dave,
sister in there and be like, "Here, you control this," and she'd be like,
Yeah,
"What?
you're right.
Why did you make me for this simple task? It's not so simple. Please,
Yes.
please."
Oh, also, Ninja, you do realize that means that Trinity would exist, too.
Yeah,
So
but
there's
she wouldn't
that.
be that old yet. So there's that quandary.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that works, though, is like there is your literal date of creation, which deals probably with like your legal rights, and just more in the like precedent of like, yeah, we want you to be at least like 18 or 21 before you buy booze or cigarettes. But realistically speaking, like I feel like she still is like in her 30s or whatever I've decided. I still don't know.
God, that's fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can just
I'm
make
lucky where,
something
all
and be
my
like,
cats are chill as hell.
oh.
You could just make something that has an understanding of the world, I guess.
You can
But I
make those.
I don't
all
want to think
those,
about attraction to friends. 'cause
All I
then
can
it's
think
like,
of now is those
people could do
assholes
that.
that are like, I'm gonna make a girl specifically for me because no girls like me.
Oh,
friend
no,
zone
there's gonna be lots of those there. Oh no.
Yeah. Yuck.
Gross.
Oh no.
I feel like those should actually no, they wouldn't regulate that shit.
They should.
That's worse though.
They would regulate like the ones that are like dangerous and the ones that are like, like obvious like you know what would be funny? There would be gun imaginary friends. We wouldn't do anything about it. Same exact problem. Just like, but then people can protect themselves. It's like they are a person that is a gun.
They're literally
They have
a
rights.
god.
Like,
Does it have the right to
how
bear
would no, it'd be like, how do we regulate guns if we got people who are actual guns?
Oh no, we could
Take
solve
that.
the gun crisis in America because fucking the NRA just keeps imagining more guns. God damn it.
What have we wrought?
What is
We got the
Foster's
realism
wrong?
of faster.
Because here I was just
Fast.
like, haha, it'd be funny because then you have to deal with the repercussions of your OCs being an actual person.
But yeah, the thing is, a lot of those OCs are God mode OCs, so it's like they can just unmake the universe and they can create like paradox situations of like, I am literally the creator of the universe, but I was also created, and it's like it's a lot.
I mean, there has to be a limitation on what your imaginary friends can do, right?
I
But then there's
feel
also
like-
like that one that lives
But
in a fucking
Ninja,
yeah.
the limit is your imagination.
Shit.
Uh,
That's good because then my game breaking characters wouldn't be able to do much because even the maybe it's limited because like you can only think so far of like, okay, so I have an idea of how like the world would get destroyed by this dude, but like just how exactly, they don't know how it works. You don't know how it works.
Imaginary friends could become the new nuclear arms race.
Oh God.
God, imagine my character Ham, who can control the afterlife,
Yep.
just as a being.
Ninja,
in
you've been
my
dead
house.
silent for like 5 minutes. Oh. My mic's just stirring up.
You're fine.
I-
But yeah, like if you could, everyone who's listening that's an artist or whatever, like, yeah, just imagine like your most powerful character just existing in the real life.
Oh Christ, my Z classes would exist. Those guys are the ones that destroy everything.
Yeah.
God damn it. I would have to like not think about them too much, but sometimes I just get on tangents. I want to world build. Then it's like, oh no, I've made another one. Oh fuck. Cats,
Actually-
please kill it.
You know what's worse? As far as I remember, I think that I think you could create imaginary friends accidentally.
Yes.
Oh God. Cause like I'm constantly thinking of character. Just imagine,
Yeah.
like I'm just thinking in like the casual sense, like at work, I'm constantly doodling. I'll be like thinking of stuff for comics and stuff, and accidentally create a new character, and then they're right there, right next to me, and I'm like, oh shoot. And they're like making noise and doing all the stuff that should not be happening when I'm in a shift. And you're like, oh shit, no. You hide in the cart until later, okay?
Just shoving entire bodies into your cart. Just
like this-
accidentally make 5 different people and just. Alright, you all
It
have
would-
to be quiet.
It would be like, in my case, it would be all cats, so it's okay. They're all like 3 feet tall max. I could cram them in a.
Yeah, but some of them can
Demo
like
cart.
summon fire and shit though, is the
That's
thing.
true. That's true. They'd find their way out. They wouldn't understand a word I'm saying anyway,
Oh my god, I'm
because they
like
speak feline.
Okay, wait. If you can make imaginary friends, does that mean you can make a perfect copy of yourself anytime you didn't want to work on something and just have that person?
Yes,
I
but
don't
then that's-
think that would be possible because you have an idealized version of yourself in your head, or at least like an idea of yourself in your head that's not a perfect copy of yourself.
Sure, but you could still force them to do shit.
Like
you could
it
make
wouldn't-
yourself. You could make a slave for yourself. Why not? It's not wrong if it's
There
you
would
that's
be.
the
Oh my
slave.
god, there would be so many like job requirements. It's like, do not make a clone of yourself. That's an imaginary friend. Like, do not make an imaginary friend clone because we will know and you will get fired for it. Do not do it.
I'm so sad because I feel like there's no way to avoid the inevitable like discrimination against imaginary friends. Like
Oh yeah,
there
like
is
the ones that are
actually a genuine
human.
there is a genuine danger to a lot of them.
Yeah, because there's the ones that are like obviously animal, and then there's the ones that are human.
Ish.
It's like humanish, and people there's definitely no question there's gonna be shit like the same exact stuff going on now, but now with them in there, and it's like
Oh god. Like
should they vote? Should they have rights? Should they have babies with other people?
I'm so
Uh-uh.
terrified because I feel like we've talked about a lot of universes where if you think about it, it gets like fucked up. Like
Yeah.
fucking Ratatouille and like Hidden Life stuff. Like yeah, sure, that's fucked up. But somehow like Foster's where it's all out in the open and where literally everyone in the world has the ability to just make a god whenever they want. Like Foster's is the ultimate terrifying like universe if they let it be. And I just want to say I am so glad that it is just such a nice, happy, wholesome show.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's not this. I'm so happy that it's not any of the things we just said.
There's probably someone's fan fiction.
Oh yeah, of course. I guarantee that we're not the first ones to come up with the idea of like, wait, couldn't you just make gods and shit and then destroy the universe, man? Yeah, you could, and that's the scary thing.
I'm just sitting here thinking that as bad as implications as that would be, I think I would enjoy it, mostly for the fact that I could actually talk to my OCs and figure out how the hell do we advance this plot line. What do you guys got ideas?
You'd have to make one that's a writer, though. Because like, I don't
Actually,
think any
no,
of your
I would
characters
ask.
are writers.
I would ask the actual characters, like, what would you do in this situation? I have you guys in this situation right now. Like, I guess, like, at this point, they would be actors. Like, I'd be asking them, like, okay, so what would we do in this situation? Because I got this happening. And then one of them says, I would do this. It's like, good point. Yes.
Manny,
Like,
that's
write
the
it down
only
and stuff.
valid thing any of us have said for
Ah,
the
my mic is
entirety
dying.
of this. Because that's
What'd you
cute
say?
as shit. That would make my writing process a lot easier, too, because I spend a lot of time on writing.
What did you say, Gage?
I spend a lot of time on writing, so that would definitely make my process easier as well.
Yeah.
They're already
Yeah.
screaming in my brain at all times, so it's not that.
I mean, I have the other webcomic characters where normal-ass humans are dealing with ghosts and dealing with some pretty bad stuff. They would be pretty mad at me. But, like, the cats, they don't care. They're, like, in another universe as far as they're concerned. They're just like, oh, this is happening. All right. They're not too bummed by it. They're cats. They're chill.
You know what? I'm going to think about this. I want to think about this in a little happier context again.
Okay.
Because I want to say that, like, you know, that means that we could make, like, special ships and stuff. We could probably just make some sort of living imaginary friend that could, like, make space travel a thing. And,
That's
like,
a good
I think
point.
I mentioned earlier, it's like, you could probably just make some sort of, like, super fucking fungal imaginary friend that can, like, eat up trash and, like, prevent climate change and do all that cool shit. Like, there's
That
a
is a
lot of
good
good
point.
that could be done.
You could make a cat bat.
You could what?
Make a
Make a
cat
cat
bat. It is both a cat and a bat.
You're right.
It is the softness of a cat, but it got little wings.
Oh, I thought you meant bat like baseball bat.
Yeah.
No, no,
That's why I was a little
no.
confused.
No.
Like, I mean, you're thinking a little smaller scale, but all right.
No, a cat and a bat.
That's probably someone's persona.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is absolutely.
Also, when I think
they have cat dragons.
a cat baseball bat, for some reason my immediate thought was like a Garfield themed baseball bat.
Use me, John. Use me.
Ugh.
Please, John, just use me to hit Odie once. No, Garfield, I cannot do that. John.
This is why
John.
I hate those.
John,
Gets,
you have no
gets
free
a
will.
baseball thrown at him.
John, it's bold of you to assume you have free will in this situation. What the fuck? No, I don't actually like those edgy Garfield comics. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I like them
Anyway.
better when it's like the cat, like actual cat stuff happening.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So that's the thing about Fosters. The only limit is your imagination. Your terrifying, powerful imagination.
Like, why does anyone let us imagine anything, honestly, at this point?
Yeah. They should have arrested us for thought crimes years ago.
Joke's on you. My thoughts are all stuck at PG-13.
Mine
I
aren't.
can't unlock it.
Mine aren't. Way to be wholesome, Manny. You wouldn't talk about dick alchemy.
No.
Well, I don't want to think about Fosters anymore, ever again. Should we end the episode?
Just one more, like, positive note on it, though.
Oh, please. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Okay. Imagine, though, if you could give, like, any of your OCs a hug. Like, even the ones
Yay!
that you kind of abandoned over the years. Like, you could just go
Oh.
somewhere and give them a hug and be like, hey, I still love you.
Yes.
I think currently it would be Luca because Luca is dealing with a lot of stuff.
Luca
Which
deserves
you'll
so
all know.
many hugs.
Yes, she does. And you'll all get to understand that as you get further in Key to the Future's Fate, which is the webcomic that I do.
And I blabbed about fighting Dreamers for like 20 minutes, for a little bit there. Because I too, and maybe Guardian Ghost, but maybe don't look that one up. Even as good as it is, it's also discontinued, so maybe don't. So if you're gonna go for either of them, go for Fighting Dreamers and then check out Guardian Ghost because it's in progress forever.
I think this might be a good time for our outros then.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh.
I guess.
Ninja, tell them about your webcomic, I guess.
Bunny Books is dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Go
it's
listen
fine.
to my podcast. Wait, no.
Yeah, go listen to this podcast. Do it
Yeah.
again.
Go listen to Everything is the Same Except. Or if you want some other content by me, you could always go to Pink Cat Ninja on YouTube, and I make animatics there. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Animatics are
Of the
great.
tabletops that she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was in.
Yeah.
Still am in some
Yeah.
of them.
It depends on when you listen to this. If you listen to this like 20 years from now, I might already be finished with Key of the Future's Fate.
And I will probably be on the last chapter of Fighting Dreamers. No, seriously though, I hope I'm actually done with it and I'm like professionally publishing it by that point. Because if it takes 20 years to get to the last chapter, I swear to God.
Hey, Future Gage, is Key of the Future's Fate worth it? Was it fun?
And Future Manny. Now you too. Are you on the finale? Did you actually finish it? Please, for the love of God, finish it now.
Hey, hey, Future Gage, like even further in the future after you make Red, was it worth it? Can I just steal them? Can I steal all the pages and then just
Stop.
post them so I have to do all the work?
All right.
And
This
yeah,
has been Everything is the Same Except. I'm Manny.
I'm Gage.
and I'm Ninja. Tune in next week when we go over B movie, except for some reason everything is built for humans in that too. Like everything,
The
even
Beast?
in the
Oh,
hive.
that's so weird.
Yeah, that's what the outro ones are supposed to be. All right.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.